Hello everybody. Welcome to the channel if you're new, and welcome back if you're already a subscriber. Today's video is just gonna be a fun little vlog, journal with me situation. I don't really know. We're just having fun and doing something fun because it's Halloween and that's what we do on Halloween. Happy Samhain, happy Halloween, All Hallows Eve, however you celebrate. Happiness to you all. Happy New Year to all my witches out there. I have got my tarot session in about 20 minutes, so I figured now would be a really great time to just kind of do a check-in on my planners. So I was a little naughty and I forgot I was filming a vlog and already checked off that I woke up at 5 a.m. I actually woke up at 4:15 in the morning. Really excited. There's a lot to be done today. I wanted to really tidy and clean up the house a good bit and just kind of have everything picked up because the day is going to get rolling pretty quick. And also I wanted to get my cinnamon rolls in the crock pot, so I'll pop in like a little video of that after this. But I am trying this recipe of crockpot cinnamon rolls, so we're gonna see how it goes. Super excited. And I subbed pumpkin for an egg because it called for a whole egg and I was halving the recipe as well. So hopefully that'll work out. They look delicious and they're cooking just fine. I might have to add a little bit more liquid, but so far I think we're grooving just fine. I also have a list of the supplements I'm actually taking this week because I am missing my D3. I'm officially out, which is calcium. I need to get some more, and then I may even start taking some bee pollen. But as of right now, this is the list. So I just kind of wanted to do a full check, but also say specifically what I was taking this week. I do like a slash mark if I only do like a face wipe at night. So that would be the reason for that, just to show like I at least took my makeup off if I had any on. But this is like the first thing I check in with if I've got a habit tracker going. I would also like to get back to taking my temperature. It's been a while and I'm kind of failing at that at the moment. Sorry, I was doing some filling in. As you can see, I've got a couple pages that still need some attention before I do my end of the month flip through. I am actually, this would normally be the first thing that I do in a day. I would make my to-do list on here and then fill it into my Kokuyo. This is my Hobonichi A6 AVEC. We can check off all the goodness from yesterday. I did get a lot done, surprisingly. Super happy about that. I definitely didn't finish the kitchen and bathroom list, so I'll spend today just kind of doing some journaling, so hopefully I can do that on camera. If not, I'll do it from the office when I do a little bit of fill-in work. So typically I would do like a to-do list, like I said, but I'm actually not going to do that today because it's going to be a pretty clean day. There's a couple things that we definitely need to do at the office, but for the most part, it's going to be pretty low key. I am just taking a look at some things on my computer just to make sure. I haven't popped in the weather yet. It's actually gonna freeze tonight, which is crazy. But yeah, and I hate that for like the little kids. Oh, that's such a bummer. But yeah, it's supposed to get down to like 31 tonight. So I had to bring all my plants in last night, which was unplanned. This is a whole mess. Like this whole block had to get whited out. It was a mess. So I was gonna watch the Ghostbusters Afterlife, but I didn't realize that it wasn't just on Hulu proper, that it was like a subscription. So I wrote it in, and then, like I said, I found out it was gonna freeze, and then I had to go ahead and cover that up and find something else so that I could just put something on in the background while I cleaned the plant stand and started bringing plants in. And then after that, I was kind of stumped. I didn't know what I wanted to watch. So I ended up watching hotel. I do feel like I feel like I'm misspelling this, and I don't know where there it is. My little folder is that's got all of my movie marquee stickers, because the movie marquee wouldn't fit here. And another thing that was super messed up about this section was that I had like all of my planner stuff written out, and I had it written in the wrong color, because if you look super duper close, this is like a dark gray and that's black, which sounds super dumb, but it is what it is. So I am gonna do a little icon. Film. This is so sloppy and annoying that it's sloppy. Okay, and then I am gonna leave that be in terms of like tasks. I do need to find like a little work sticker would be really cute. And it can have everything in the world to do with paper, because there's a lot of building folders and things like that today for our event next week. So I'm gonna use, I never get to use these little guys, but this is like the perfect opportunity. I'll put him over here. And I am gonna need my gray. So this is, like I said, it's really hard to tell, and like there's not a lot of like differentiation here, but just to keep in line with playing with the different colors like the last couple weeks, I really like that idea. Okay, I'm gonna do event. Folders and materials, because there are some things April wants me to print that aren't related to that. Everything is printed for the appointments today except for one thing. So I don't feel the need to take up a bunch of space and write that down. I am gonna write down allocations, because they just need to be worked on before we head out of the office, just to make sure they're in a good place. And then from there, I think I'm gonna do Pedrera, get that rolling, because they've got like a big beneficiary change they want to make. I'm gonna do October PR calls, and that may or may not happen. And then from there, I'm just gonna do RT tasks and leave it there. So it's super simple. I know that's like a really short work list. The event thing is gonna take a while. Allocations will take a while. Pedrera is, I think we're waiting on some information from them as well, but I can at least start printing materials for that. And then random red tail tasks and the calls, obviously. We actually have a full day of appointments, so this is subject to like move around a good bit too. I am using a really light Tombow. This is in 9.5. I didn't want it to show up too much, and I'll probably go back over everything at the very, very end just to darken it up just a little bit from this. And that's what I do love about Tombows, is that you can play with your hue just a bit. Like I said, I have crock pot cinnamon rolls going, so that's bringing in cinnamon and pumpkin and egg and milk and all that fun stuff. I've got pecans in there. Nuts are definitely a correspondent of Samhain. I know I was waffling a bit whenever I filmed the Samhain like prep video. For lunch, I'm doing a loaded baked potato soup, but instead of potatoes, it's actually gnocchi, which is really fun and different. I think I'm gonna bring just some generic garlic bread, modern witch moments, because I don't know if I'm gonna have time to like, I think I wanna try to swing into Panera and get like something to like dunk and dip in there, or maybe some sourdough, but I feel like I'm really just, I don't know, like I'm doing too much for it. I did it with garlic bread the other day and I really liked it, just like Texas toast garlic bread, like nothing fancy. And then for dinner, we're doing spicy roast collards and mashed potatoes, so like a really good solid plate. I am doing a dumb supper. I'm gonna check in when I get back from work to fill in a little bit more of this guy and update you guys on the day. And then maybe we will work on a daily page, or I can show you guys what I did with the daily page, because I might work on it some at the office just to like decompress a bit. Like I said, I do have a tarot reading, so I'm gonna leave that open. And then I have an idea of what crystals I want to take. I think I'm gonna go with the howlite from yesterday, the leopard skin rayleigh, which has really been great for me lately. And I think I'm gonna switch out my citrine for a green adventurine, which is kind of the same thing. This little slot is to document that I am watching Hocus Pocus 1 and 2. I've got a lot of movies that I'm gonna run in the background today. I'm gonna do Ghostbusters, and not Ghostbusters, I already finished all those. Goosebumps, that's what I wanted to say. Maybe one for sure. I don't know if I'm gonna get to more than that. And Practical Magic is a definite today. Like, it is probably my favorite witchy Halloween-ish movie. It's not even Halloween to me. I watch it year round. So, but that's like my jam. That's like the kind of, I want a Practical Magic house so bad. And like, that's goals for me, is to make one day and like have that vibe. And I love that very much. So that's a definite today. And then I've got some cute ways that I want to document the dumb supper down at the bottom. Cute little sticker I've been hanging on to. And the plants are inside, but I do need to pick the last of my tomatoes, because after today, not only is there going to be a freeze tonight, but I'm going to give up what's left to the fae. So I'll pick what's actually pickable and then sacrifice the rest, and it will be enough, and the universe will give me what I need. So I will check back in with you guys soon, but let me show you guys these cinnamon rolls. All right, we're gonna pop into another little planning session here for a minute. So it's actually 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Wednesday, but I really wanted to finish out this kind of real-time planning, fill in, etc. It's been a little bit crazy today, so I haven't got the chance to pop on and finish everything. But as you can see, I've already filled in what movies I watched while I was at the office. I do want to put in this really, really cute Bon Appetit sticker because I've been hanging on to it. These are from, or that is from, the October 2021 freebie sheet, and I absolutely love love this particular sheet for the 2 stickers that sit right here, which are the Bon Appetit and the little emoji in the bathtub cauldron situation. Every once in a while, I'll add the 2021 TCMC to my order, just because I am terrified I'm not gonna have them one day. Finish. Cooking dinner. Obviously, I needed to finish everything, which was really just the mashed potatoes. I do want to pop in trash, because I did have to put the trash out really early, and I just realized I was leaving a little bit too much space up there, but that's fine. I can do dishes. Jeff actually helped a ton with the dishes yesterday. And I'm just making a note that this was my first dumb supper, and I was super happy to do it. I had a really good tarot reading that morning, and I've also really been feeling a lot of like ancestral energy lately. Like I can feel that it's that, and the tarot kind of backed this up, that my ancestors are kind of backing me right now, because I am very much coming into my own in the fall. Usually, like, I'm very good about like settling into my space and my voice and the meanness of me, and that I kind of settle into like this crafty planning, goal setting, cooking, like all the things I love, the crafting, like I really settle and root into that space as I get into fall, and I want to be out and adventure at the same time. Like I'm really in my meanness in this time frame, and in that can also come kind of like this feeling or fear of acceptance, and that I'm awkward or I'm weird or I'm different, and you get kind of like hesitant to let yourself like be yourself. And I feel like we can all resonate with that. And a lot of the vibes I've been getting have been that my ancestors are like, girl, do you, let that thing shine bright, be weird, be cool, be different. Like all of that is you, and that's what makes you you. So I really enjoyed being able to kind of dive into that a little bit more, and I just wanted to thank them. And also, this is the first year that I've cooked for every Sabbath. This is the first year I've really spent more time with my spiritual side, so it felt really good to be able to do the dumb supper. And I know some people do it in silence. We did not. We had a movie going in the background. Another thing I'd be curious is if you guys do dumb suppers or have done something like that, what do you do with the food when it's done? Because I have seen everything from it's super bad, don't eat it because you've given this offering and it's rude to like then eat it. I've also seen things where it's rude to not eat it because it's wasteful. And then I've also, I know in a lot of Hispanic cultures, it's you eat it, but it almost is kind of like tasteless in a way because they've taken the taste and the nutrients from it. So I'm very curious where you stand on that, if you celebrate it or do an offering in that regard. Like I said, we did watch a movie. Jeff was like, is this movie bad? I was like, it's not great. I was also really tired. I'm normally a sucker for a not Martin Sheen, that's not a person. I'm sure it is a person. A Michael Sheen spooky type of movie thing, because I love him in Good Omens. I absolutely love him as Aziraphale. If I want like hairless cats really bad, and I want a white and a black hairless cat, so I could name them Crowley and Aziraphale, but that's like really random goals. The random 3 a.m. goals that we come up with. But I also love him in like Underworld and all the other things he's in. I think he's a great actor. And he was great in this. I just think I was really tired. I had been up since 4, as you know, because we were chatting about that the last plan with me, but I was just done. I was so done. So that's where that fell. And then as far as this morning, Jeff and I didn't really sleep in very late or anything like that. So that wasn't really a problem. I do want to go ahead and do a bar for some of the shows that I've been watching. It is a really, really cold day. As you can see, it was 29 is like the low for today. Day of the Dead celebration. I think this is going to need like a lot of strips, unfortunately. I watched a documentary this morning about Day of the Dead and Hispanic cultures, so I want to mark that down. I'm going to let that dry because that's pretty heavy. I have been trying to film this video all day, so I do want to put like a little note. And then I want to do edit and post. I'm hoping that I can get to that today. I think the way that I'm going to round this out is when we get done with what I'm slating out for the rest of the day, then I'm going to show you my weeks really quickly. And then I think what I'm going to do is work on my A6 pages on camera and possibly even my Hobonichi 5-year. And I'm just going to either do a voiceover or maybe just throw some music in there. We'll see what happens. Then obviously you can see it's 4:15 because my watch is coming on every 5 seconds, which is really quite annoying, believe it or not. And then I also want to write down, let's just go ahead and get in a work task. I feel like that's going to be the best way to back into this. Today was the day of all the phone calls. So like yesterday was the day of the paper. Today was the day of all the calls. And tomorrow is going to be a very eclectic mix. So I am going to actually use a black phone icon just to like stay kind of on theme with what's happening here. Okay, so October PR calls, RT calls, schedule, and I'm just gonna do Redtail tasks. I am gonna work on December cards after I film this video, so I'm not going to mark it off just yet with any kind of an indicator, and I have already migrated all of my tasks. So I just also realized I was supposed to do all of that in that color. I keep having that problem. So this spread is definitely, like, I loved the concept, but it's definitely a mess. It's definitely a mess because I'm not about to white all that out or try to figure out how to cover it up because that's moving a lot of stickers. Part of me wants to, but we're just gonna roll with it. Okay, and I am gonna give full boxes to everything. Okay, we're gonna let this dry for the Book of Life, which is what I watched after that. And then I think a planner sticker is in order because I'm in the middle of doing like November reconciliation, or not November, October. Wow, I cannot speak to save my life. I have no idea what's happening. I think a fall one would be really cute. I also really like the mummy situation. to do the update planner. Because it fits. I'm messing up right and left. And white, oh, y'all, I know you're seeing this and probably laughing. This is just a struggle. Okay. So I need to do October wrap-ups, which are basically me going through every single October page spread thing to make sure it's full and it's done and it's complete before I film the October flip throughs. So I make sure that everything in the A6 is filled in. I make sure that the tracker page is done. The monthly spread has all my posts, anything that I cleaned, and then I make sure that my watch log is filled out in the back. If you guys watched the September video, then you will know that I didn't have my stamps and was struggle bussing through that. I would like to film the wrap-ups today, but I don't feel like that's happening. Yeah, there's too many A6 spreads left to go for me to know that that's happening. I am gonna go ahead and put A6 here, and I'm gonna put the Kokuyu here, even though I don't need to technically, because each one is encompassed in that. The budget planner is not getting anything, and then the health and fitness weeks isn't getting anything. It's up here just for me to show you my little graph at the end of this, but that's all. I do want to go on a workout this afternoon. And I am gonna do a really random swatch here for Coco because I am gonna watch Coco. And I don't know, this entire spread and I are having like a full fight. I know you guys can see this. From the inks to why am I trying to pull up the sticker with the wrong hand to what is happening? This is ugly. What's happening here? What is even happening? Okay, wow. Just wow. Okay, so I'm gonna do that, and then I do want to go on a run, I think is what I'm gonna do. Tidy apartment, dishes galore. I've started both of these. I'm just not 100% done. A lot of my day has been literally on the phone nonstop, and then when I am taking a breath, I'm literally eating or trying to like breathe and watch a little bit of what's going on my TV. And then Coco's gonna go here. Time permitting, I do want to watch one more thing. I do want to try to watch The Curse of La Llorona. So that is how I'm going to leave that. I'm going to write all those in once that ink has settled a little bit, but it's Day of the Dead Celebration of Life, which I watched off Roku. It was an hour-long kind of documentary, which I really enjoyed and would recommend. Then I watched The Book of Life. That's on Max right now, if you have it. It's cartoon, but it's done by Guillermo del Toro. I'm saying that all kind of wrong, but it is really good. Watch that. And then, of course, Coco. So super excited to just kind of have like a low-key evening with that and enjoy updating my planners and filming some of that goodness. Like I said, I think my words are gone and I'm struggling. Normally I would have taken this week off of filming altogether because I'm trying to do like some time off so that I'm not psycho. But I did pop in my temperature today. I don't really think that's super accurate because I had kind of started to get up and going. But, you know, A for effort. I did get up at 5 and I did do my face today. Like my skincare routine. So my goal is to try to get all of the goals met today on every single, like I said, my words aren't working. Every single goal tracker, I'm goaling to get them all done today. So just to feel like I started the day off really, really strong. And then, like I said, I'm going to use these, I'm going to use the stickers from Little Creative Tay, or Little Creative Life, and that's Taylor's Sticker Shop. So I'll put that link down below this washi. I just continued on to the next page. And then I am going to use these really cute cocoa stickers that a friend of mine sent me. And she cut out and she mailed them to me. And then she also sent me the digitals so that I could cut them out myself, which was super sweet. But yeah, they were from like, I think an Etsy shop or something that she found, but they're so cute. And I can't wait to see what I create with that. But those are the products that I'll probably be utilizing the most while I fill everything in and just journal about the days. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll probably have like another little outro, but I think I'm just gonna pop some music in here possibly, just to give you guys a break from my nonsense voice. And maybe try to pop in some more vlogs. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, it's 4 o'clock and I just didn't feel good leaving everyone hanging with what actually happened to the rest of the vlog. So still getting used to that concept and trying to get better. It's definitely a goal of mine to cultivate my vlogging skills and try to at least have one a month, and just, it's like a muscle. You got to work it and you got to get better at it. It's not going to be perfect quite yet. So I hope everyone had a happy and safe Halloween and is enjoying Dia de los Muertos if you celebrate. And if not, it's a good time to have a cultural moment and learn some new things. So I'm learning all kinds of new things today too that I didn't know about Dia de los Muertos. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next video. But until then, enjoy creating your own happy little wonderlands. Bye. Well, I definitely lied a little bit. My bad. I basically just did not feel like I wanted to pay for random music to go over this, and I kind of thought it would be fun to talk about my Hobonichi 5-year and just kind of documenting in it and the products that I used for all of the pages that I had to work on. So I am using some watercolors that I have off to the side. I have a mixed palette of Daniel Smith watercolors and some Jane Davenport watercolors. I also have a super pretty palette of, are they Aloha watercolors or Hydrocolor? I think it's Hydrocolors, and they are absolutely beautiful and they sparkle. I didn't use any of like my sparkly ones for this spread, but as you can see, I'm kind of working backwards a little bit. I wanted to do some really pretty like marigold-esque flowers for Dia de los Muertos. So I really love how this started to look, and it needed lots of time to dry. One thing about working in my Hobonichi 5-year on camera that can be a little difficult is it's a lot of like paint a little bit, wait, paint a little bit, wait, and then I wait like a good 24 hours before I do like any pin over it. I don't usually try to like slap a heat tool on my 5-year or anything like that either. Just to keep it nice. I don't think it really does anything to it unless you use invisible ink, but if I'm not in a rush, I can just set it off to the side and it's totally fine. So I started with the flowers and then popped into my A6 AVEC to work on these lovely day before Halloween and day of Halloween, or a Samhain, however you want to say that. I did like that both pages were cohesive. I very rarely do like a double matching spread kind of thing, but I really like how this turned out. I ended up using the gray Uniball. It's a dark gray Uniball Signo DX in 0.38 pin. Just to play into that really pretty grayscale, as far as product goes, the Today sticker that you see on the left-hand side, as well as the washi, except for a messy grid that you'll see me put down in a little bit. But the washi that's already on there is a collaboration that was done with Vila Beautiful and Dana Plans from Magical Plans. Well, Dana Dunn with Magical Plans. And I absolutely love this collab. It was sometime last year. I think it was, I can't even remember if it was before or after Halloween, but I completely jumped on it because it was witchy in black and white, and it's got this just really pretty holographic foil to it. So I absolutely loved that and wanted to use that for these pages. And then the really big butterfly moth bug stickers are actually from my bestie, Taylor Ann, and they are from her shops. She has closed her shop, though. She's getting ready to do some traveling, so it made sense for her to do that, but I'm super happy I have a nice little stash built up. If that ever changes, of course, I'll let you guys know. As I said before, the thing about the 5 years, I'm usually hopping in and out of it, like adding layers until I'm happy with it. To be really honest, I like how they finished in the end, but from a paint perspective, I wasn't really overly thrilled. I don't feel like they came out like I thought they were going to. They're fine, but I also tend to get a little fidgety if I'm filming things. And I know I've talked about this before, but you definitely like get a little bit of stage fright. I don't care how long you've been doing it, but the minute that camera clicks on, and I had this conversation with Taylor recently too, where it's so different when it's just you and a glass of wine and you're 5 year on your couch watching whatever show. And it's a totally different thing when you start doing it on live or you start doing, it's so different. And I don't know why. I think it's because like, you feel the need to kind of like explain how you're doing it, but also because so many process videos are sped up, it's just easy to be like, to feel like you're going so slow, which is why I don't know if you guys have checked out any of my real-time plan with me's. I don't edit any of that out. Like, I don't edit the I don't edit out like all of my crazy random harebrained thoughts and pauses. It really is however long it has taken me to put that whole weekly spread together. And it's also a really big reason why I don't film like these daily pages, because I work on them usually throughout the day. It's not quite like my 5 year where it's the morning after or in the middle of like whatever full on up to 11 emotion I'm in. So it is a little bit of a different process. And then another thing about filming those pages is it kind of feels like it limits what you're able to do, because again, you feel the need to get them done super fast because you're filming, or you feel like you're going super slow. So even though I might want to paint, I don't always paint because I'm just trying to get the spread over with so that you guys are not sitting here, which sounds ridiculous because I know you guys would love to see that process. So content creator struggles all day, every day in the brain. But as far as the Samhain spread, again, I used a lot of those same products from that Vila Beautiful collection. So I used a couple icons. I am going to pop in a super cute little emoji sipping out of a pumpkin mug with a little pumpkin top hat. And then I'm going to put like a little baby Frankenstein at the bottom because I end up listing out all the things I made for Samhain, which was obviously the pumpkin cheesecake latte you guys saw in the beginning in the video, the delicious crockpot cinnamon rolls, and then for lunch, the baked potato soup with gnocchi, and then for dinner, I did not get a grab of it. Like, I took pictures, but I didn't do like a little video to include, which I'm kicking myself for, but I made a spicy roast with collards and mashed potatoes. And we opened up this bottle of 19 Crimes Cabernet, which was really cool because it had Frankenstein on the bottom. So that's why I end up using a cute little Frankenstein sticker when we get that far. And those are going to be from Coffee Monster Co. Obviously, I can't do a spread without Coffee Monster Co. somewhere in there. And then I do end up talking a little bit about the movie that we watched, Apostle, underneath that butterfly on the left-hand side of that right page, if that made sense. And then I don't know what number gray Tombow that is. I'm pretty sure it's the one that I used earlier in the weekly spread. That would be my best bet because I had it handy. So it must have been that one. I don't love, oh my gosh, I don't love how the hand lettering turned out. It's okay. And it's something I'm working on and practicing. So I have to be flexible with myself. And I know people have said, oh my gosh, your handwriting's so nice. Or, I've gotten handwriting compliments before. Honestly, it just takes time. And I would also encourage you to practice. I know that sounds really lame, but use a daily page or a scrap piece of paper if you don't want that in there. I will tell you from personal experience, looking back and flipping through my planners, my handwriting has come a long way, but I'm also in a job where I write and fill out a lot of forms and stuff. So my handwriting does have to kind of be nice, or at least it's helpful if it's more legible. I write very bubbly, so it actually is a problem sometimes, but, another thing is just looking back at all of my handwriting and how it's evolved and gotten better, especially hand lettering, has been such a joy. And I really encourage you, try penciling it first and then kind of getting used to a muscle memory. My Tombow Fudenosuke brushes and I are having some training sessions this year. So it's really neat for me to look back and see the spreads that have icky hand lettering, I guess you could say, or handwriting I'm not super happy with. But then again, I look back at old spreads and then see how far I've come. And I think that that's really, really fun to do. So just keep practicing, chin up, and keep working at it because it definitely is a thing to be worked after. And even if I don't do it for a long time, I definitely see that, I haven't in a while, if that makes sense too. I am rambling a little bit, but more or less, thank you guys for the compliments that you've given. And all I can say is just keep practicing. I've done hand lettering challenges over an entire month before. I've done all kinds of weird stuff to practice. So it's super fun when you do. And then from here, I think I let this dry a little bit. Yeah, I was going to say, and then kind of go back to this because I was starting to get more frustrated. But I also add in those deeper oranges, and I start adding in that little pop of almost red center to these. So that I can go ahead and just build it out. I was starting to get a little frustrated. That's another thing about filming this versus just doing it in real time is sometimes it can go over a couple days instead of just a couple hours. 'Cause normally I would just leave it out and put little touch-ups on it in between cleaning tasks or, cooking or whatever. Whereas this, I don't necessarily want to leave my camera in that position because my camera is my phone. So I don't necessarily want to just plonk it and leave it there for a long period of time to run down the battery while I'm filming, and then be stuck having to recharge it. So that's always kind of a struggle. This was a giant mistake. I did not let that dry long enough. Even though I didn't work on that page for 2 days, it was not long enough, and it definitely smeared that Uniball Signo ink more than I would have expected, because with the black, it is really good about not smearing. This page, oh my goodness gracious. So first of all, I put this sticker down and it does not it wants to get on that paper so quick that it doesn't basically give me time to position it very well. So it actually went in crooked, and it makes me nuts to look at it because it literally is the worst slant ever. And part of it is because of the fact that I cut it by hand, but also that I wasn't paying attention to see, it just suctioned on there so fast. So disappointing. You're not going to notice it on camera because it's not, and I did try to peel it up and it totally, nope. So I'm sure if you look, you can see where it goes off of that line. Oh, it's so ugly and I hate it. I definitely think I made the best of it, but it is what it is. This was the last of the daily pages that I did in the AVEC for the video, and I just used these really cute stickers that I had gotten from a fellow scrappy friend, and she sent them to me all the way from her lovely home in Europe. I think she's in Germany. Is she in Germany? I might be imagining that. I think she's in Germany. I don't have the envelope in front of me, but she had sent them to me, and she didn't think, we thought that they had gotten lost, and turned out they didn't, so I ended up getting them, but she also sent me the digital file so that I could print them out myself, which was lovely. And as I said before, I did enjoy watching Coco and several other super cute Dia de los Muertos shows and movies, and so I just kind of wanted to chat about that. And I think I also kind of had like a little thankful moment, if that makes sense. I had really needed a remote day at that point, but I was on the phone all day, and I really, like, my November the 1st was not nearly as relaxing, but I did still want to like note some gratitude for the fact that I do get remote days, because I know that everybody doesn't get those. And then I had a little whiny fest about making ugly mistakes on a lot of the spreads, because like I said, the flowers didn't turn out quite like I wanted them to. And I also noticed that the more I film in a video, meaning like the more spreads, the more impatient I get. Like my ADHD goes into overdrive and I get really impatient. And so like in this particular instance, like I did the flowers with tombos, because then they could dry super fast. I could doodle over them and keep it going. And I ended up even doing the leaves for the marigolds that are in the 5-year. I did those leaves with a tombow because I was just over it. I was ready to be done. And then I did like a little to-do list. Like I said, most of the day was spent on the phone, both doing all different kinds of calls. And that kicked out a lot of the plans that I had. But in between that, I was also just trying to tidy the apartment and keep things kind of just picked up. Because I had been away and I just really wanted to, did I go away that weekend? Now I'm like, because I'm filming this voiceover totally separate. Oh, that wasn't over the weekend. This was like midweek by this point. I was like, where in the Carmen San Diego am I? But struggles of when you do your voiceovers a ways after the actual video is shot. But I do definitely get impatient in the filming situation. It's weird because I could be on a live for hours, but then I could also do like a flip through and have like a 40-minute rant. It's like when the creativity gets involved, like I just want to be let loose. I don't want to feel obligated to like do it in a certain time frame. And so that's why not a lot of process videos like this happen. It's a goal of mine to get better and learn some much needed patience and the value of that patience next year. So we'll see how that goes. I wish that the border didn't get crooked, but otherwise I do like kind of how that little sidebar on the right side turned out with, the Coco character and just like that whole Coco vibe. I think that that's really, really, really cute. And then as soon as I get done with this, I think I hop back into the 5-year to start working on the 30th and the 31st. I think I only end up doing the 31st and the 1st because that's actual Samhain. So the way that Samhain works is that it starts on Halloween and goes into Dia de los Muertos. And I think that that's very interesting that it kind of ties into their cultural traditions. There we go. I was like, that's a very, very weird word to choose to use. But yes, it ties into their traditions, and Dia de los Muertos goes usually from November the 1st into the morning of the 2nd. I did enjoy learning about how the eating customs were. That was really interesting. And I know I mentioned that earlier in the video, I think, so I'm not going to dive too much into that. But I did think it was really interesting that they still eat the offerings, but that they noted that they seemed to be void of flavor, that their ancestors had taken the nutrients and the flavor. And now it was just, about not being wasteful and eating that food, and just kind of taking in that contribution that they leave behind. So I thought that was rather interesting. I did hand letter in Dia de los Muertos. I feel like a drinking game ought to be started for every time that I say Samhain or Dia de los Muertos. Like, you should have like an appropriate thing. Like, I definitely think that tequila needs to be used for Dia de los Muertos. And for Samhain, I don't know what you would pick. Maybe like a really nice red wine, or like, if you were feeling spooky, maybe like an absinthe or something. I've never had absinthe, but I'm feeling like that's a witchy vibe right there. But I did go ahead and use a card to stick underneath my hand just so I didn't smear any paint that still might be drying, because again, my impatience was persevering in this particular venture. I was just ready to get it done, especially with the fact that I was having so many like mistakes and smears, and I was just like, I was not feeling it. I was getting really ornery and cranky. But overall, I don't hate the spreads. I definitely think they have room for improvement, and thank God I have a 5-year journal to be able to see the improvement. Even like looking at the pages, like look at the top and see how like big and bold my hand lettering is, and it just gets like skinnier and finer. Like, I just keep getting into finer point pens and learning how to write with them better and better. And I think it's very interesting to see what aesthetics stick around. Like, I don't think I'm gonna stop plonking stars on anything, stop putting stars and doodling stars anytime soon. I did want to put down a really cute Hocus Pocus sticker. I'm not shocked that my October pages or my Halloween pages have so much words on them, but I was really shocked because I obviously had to be in the office that day, so I didn't really want to do like, and I'd already written the Samhain menu over on my AVEC page. I really didn't want to do it again on here, and I was dressed up like Winnie from Hocus Pocus, so I really did want a Hocus Pocus sticker of some kind, and I really like that I picked the Binks sticker because we do joke around that it's Binks's Me's Day. So my mom always kind of texts Binks and tells her Happy Me's Day, and then my anniversary for my Binks Gotcha Day is actually November the 3rd. So pretty much all around spooky season and into like that first week of November, we're usually like overly celebrating the cat. I cannot believe that I've had her for 8 years now. It seems like only yesterday I picked up her little tiny butt and we brought her home and bathed her, and she was just this scrawny little thing. So it makes me just so emotional to think that baby is so old and all the things that she's seen and done with me. So I had to pop down a Hocus Pocus sticker and then do some journaling about getting to wear my cape one last time. I definitely just tried to get all the jelly off that cape for one season. So taking it to Disney and letting it have its moment in the sunshine was great. But definitely recycling that costume and getting to use it at work was really, really nice as well. And just kind of getting to be silly. I'm a very big believer in just enjoying the childish things sometimes, because I feel like we're embracing so much more of that in our, in pop culture now. And I feel like Disney adults can get kind of like a bad rep sometimes, but I mean, I'm fully functioning is what I like to say. Like, I can talk about other things that aren't Disney related, and I don't spend all of my money on Disney. Not that there's anything wrong with that, to each their own, but just in case somebody wants to like shade the hell out of me, I definitely have a whole nother life out of that. But do what you do. Be a full-blown Disney adult, and I am super jealous if you can be. I know a few, and I am consistently jealous of that. But I just don't get to have that flexibility in my life. So very jealous. This is me doodling over all of the painted flowers. And like I said, I was kind of okay with how they finished out. I didn't hate them. I, again, was very impatient, so the doodling went really fast and probably wasn't as clean as I would have liked. It gave me kind of like an Amy Tangerine vibe, which I didn't hate either. But overall, whilst I was cranky and impatient through all of these spreads, I do hope you guys drew some wonderful inspiration and that you had a lovely Halloween, Samhain, Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos, or however you chose to celebrate with your loved ones or your coven. And until the next video, I hope you guys all enjoy creating your own little wonderland, and make sure you guys check out the community tab. I should be posting my live stream schedule for December very soon, so I'm super jazzed about that. I'll show you guys all the finished spreads really quick, and then after that, I'm off. So until next time, guys, enjoy creating your own little wonderlands. Bye.